Oh, what's happening, guys? It's your boy Uncle P with another episode of Uncle P's podcast. Guys, I was chilling. Today, I decided I was going to relax, take a little bit of a breather. There's a lot happening in the country. And then I came across this dilemma, this drama that is currently happening that I think it's extremely important for us to discuss. So, apparently, you are toxic for South Africa. Herman Mashaba vows to deport Zimbabwean activist Rutendo Machiarare in fierce posts. So I heard there's a drama here, and guys, I honestly believe this also happens in AEU, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, you name it, however you know it. You cannot disrespect those countries, because once you disrespect them, they kick you out. It's their country. You're a tourist, you're a visitor, you're supposed to shine light. Good light in their country, not talk nonsense. That's why you see a lot of YouTubers, podcasters who have spoken bad about EAU. They know they can never go there.
Now you gotta think twice before posting online in Dubai. Sharing the wrong content can land you in a serious trouble with fines up to 500,000 dirhams and even 5 years in jail. Here are the key types of content that you must avoid posting online. First, don't criticize the rulers of the Emirates. Negative comments about the country's leaders or its governance are strictly forbidden. Number 2, never spread the false news or something that harms the reputation of the city of Dubai, because sharing fake information can cause chaos and harm reputations. Number 3, you gotta be careful not to post content that violates the public morals. This includes anything that is offensive to the country's cultural and moral values. And finally, this is an important one. Never bully or spread hate speech about any person or an entity that is in the UAE, because harassing others online can have serious legal consequences. Remember, not everything has to be posted on the internet forever. Think before you post and enjoy living in Dubai.
Now, what's happening currently is extremely shocking. And South Africa is looking like a joke every single day. And honestly, I think the stage is being set whereby black South Africans or indigenous South Africans are no longer going to have power in their country. What am I talking about?
Herman Mashaba, it would seem like your dream has come true. I've received a letter from Home Affairs. Maybe they're verifying my status as you asked them to do. That's Home Affairs over here. Let's see what they're saying. Dear Mr. Machiarare, blah, blah, blah. Herman Mashaba.
Imagine a man who disrespects your country, your system, your people in your government is given a smart card ID. That basically means he's a South African citizen.
What do you think about posting negative Google reviews?
Don't do it. In fact, I would even suggest that if you want to do it, travel outside of the UAE to a very far away land and then post all the negative Google reviews that you ever wanted and never come back. I've seen way too many cases of negative Google reviews that have just been taken the wrong way and people just get into trouble. In the laws of the UAE, a negative Google review is not inherently a crime. The problem is that the threshold for a negative review to turn into a cybercrime is very low. You can make one mistake, you can say one word that is wrong, and then what happens is that it turns into a crime. And that's why you see a lot of people going to prison for this. So I would just say, don't even post, don't even bother posting negative reviews, forget it, leave it. Swallow your pride, shut the up, and don't.
But it gets worse.
See you at the polls next year, my brother. And I think you know who I'll be voting for. Let me tell you a story, Herman Mashaba.
Before he tells us the story, and I think you know who I'm voting for, let me already tell you he's going to vote for the ANC. But I want you guys to listen to this story. It's a 10-minute video, but I only want to play the first part of the video and the last part of the video to show you how Zimbabweans own South Africa now, and they are fully aware of this. It is because, and this is a shock, this shock you're about to experience, I experienced it, my cousins experienced it, my brothers experienced it, my uncles experienced it. When people hear of South Africa, They don't think of this great nation. They don't think of this, wow. It only shocks them when they get here. They're like, huh? Is this the South Africa they talk about? They can't believe that it's even more beautiful than Europe. Let's listen to a story.
When I first came to South Africa, I came on a 6-month work permit. And we had accepted a 6-month contract because I was supposed to come to South Africa for 6 months and from there go to Dubai, do 2 years, and then go and join my parents in the United Kingdom where they were living.
So, you were supposed to be in South Africa for 6 months. From here, go to Dubai for 2 years. From Dubai, go to the United Kingdom to go join his parents. Can you see that these people have no intentions to live in their country? Do you see that they have no intention to live in their countries? That they have no plan to go back and fix their countries? Their plan is to japa, to not be there, to not be present. Can you see it? Guys, the reality is Nigerians and Zimbabweans will never return to their countries because they do not have hope in those countries. But let's continue to listen.
I thought South Africa had nothing to offer. So I flew down from Zimbabwe, not expecting anything. In fact, I was just hoping that the 6 months would pass quickly. Landed at OR Tambo, and then all of a sudden, boom, my plans changed. You know, coming from Harare, which was one of the most beautiful cities in Africa, I didn't expect Joburg to have anything to offer. But when I touched down at OR Tambo, I was in shock. We reached down, there's this amazing infrastructure, a beautiful airport, organized, equipment, machinery. It literally looked like we had just touched down in Europe. I began to question whether I slept for 1 hour 30 minutes or I slept for 10 hours all the way to Europe. No, we're in South Africa. Before I could even enjoy the sight from the window of the plane, the doors of the plane opened and were asked to leave. And instead of walking downstairs, all of a sudden we're ushered into a corridor. I'd never seen this before. Despite the little traveling that I'd done, I'd never known that you can come out of an aeroplane straight into a corridor. I'd only seen it in the movies. You walk down this corridor, Herman.
If we look back, if we trace our history, Zimbabweans, Malawians were coming here to mine, to build Johannesburg. This is the Johannesburg that now South Africans feels like it's ours, but it was built on the sweat of migrants. We have seen, when I came into South Africa, that was 2002. Migrant was not built the way it was built. If you check who was working in the construction industry, it was migrants that were coming from another country. Right now, South Africa is now built. It's now everyone now is attracted to South Africa because it's now well built. Now we are sitting here and say these people must go home, but we forget what they contributed to the society. Look at the taxi industry right now.
Right.
We want to to go back to the ground. If you look at the taxi industry right now, how many billions is it contributing to South Africa? And look at it right now. A South African lives in Soweto. They live in townships, in locations, right? They use buses to go to work.
Yeah.
Who is going to those taxis that is bringing in billions in South Africa?
So you're saying that it's the migrants that work there? Can I ask
okay.
you, so you're saying that South Africa was built by, migrants that were working in the farm. Were this documented or undocumented? Just from your point of view, back in the days, during those times when they're coming in to build the mines, in your perspective, during those control,
Without
times.
knowing that the migrants were documented by then, I don't have that.
You don't have that information?
I don't have that.
Are you listening to the shock? Is only seen getting out of, you see, in our countries, the plane comes, they put steps. You walk down, you walk all the way to the entrance, or if there's a bus, you get into that bus. But sometimes the bus gets too full and there's only one bus and people are too impatient, they start walking all the way to the terminals. He was shocked getting out of a plane and walking into that tube. South Africa, when I tell you, your country, your land, that what you guys have built here shocks the world. Let's continue to listen.
Looking around, I'm in shock. I'm in amazement, wondering if I'm in the right place. And just there we turn, starting to go to immigration. There are these things that look like escalators on flat ground. People are riding on them and they're sliding along quickly towards their destination. That is the day I began to realize what it is that South Africa was. But more importantly, what it is that Johannesburg was. Get through
the day he started to realize what it is that South Africa was. And this happens to a lot of foreigners, guys. They come into South Africa not expecting much. They see pictures from their brothers, they see this, they can't believe is it true, because their brothers don't tell them the truth. And they tell them, no, South Africa is dangerous, because they want to be the only ones scamming and everything else. When eventually they manage to get into South Africa and they realize the wonders that South Africa is, oh, snap. But this is the dangers that these people are. Remember, this guy is now a South African citizen. He just showed it. But the problem is, his mindset is not of South Africa. It is of his people. He fights for Zimbabwe and Zimbabweans and their rights here in South Africa. So how do you think his voting and his thinking is? Is in the way that it will benefit Zimbabweans. Now, how many of him are here in South Africa that have IDs, permanent residencies and everything? I wanted to play this part so you realize how serious this is.
To take us to go and pick up someone in Khayelitsha. I'd never seen anything like that in my life. Never seen so much poverty like I saw in Khayelitsha. Then the driver decided to take us to Nyanga, to Harare, to Clairefontaine, to Mitchell's Plain. It was the worst thing I'd ever seen in my life. I'd never seen so much poverty. I'd never seen so much sewage in the roads. And that place was run by the DA. You could not compare Alexander to what I saw in Khayelitsha, Harare, and Nyanga. You could not compare what you see in Eldorado Park and what it is that I saw in Mitchell's Plain. It was the worst and most pathetic experience. Then we went into the little city center. It feels like a little town. Nothing to write home about. Things start looking better in the north, but you've already been totally disappointed when you enter and begin to experience.
Listen to me very carefully. The reason why you see how he's disrespecting Cape Town and Durban and all this place is not because of any other reason. He wants to mislead you guys. I hope you guys are still watching because this is extremely important. Listen to this.
Experience Cape Town as a slum city. So when people say the DA is the best at managing cities, you cannot compare what the ANC did in Johannesburg, what they did with Durban, why Durban is the place where most people want to go on holiday. It is because the ANC ran these places way better than the DA does in Cape Town. I hardly go to Cape Town for holiday because it's not a good experience. And when you're black, every experience that you have in Cape Town is negative. That is why you see that all black professionals, my girlfriend is from Cape Town, all her friends she went to school with are in Johannesburg, they all left Cape Town. Professional lawyers, professional advocates, senior advocates, bonke umbalula, they left Cape Town to come and live in Johannesburg because Cape Town is a hellhole. And it's a hellhole because of a lack of service delivery, a lack of economic activity. That's why its economy is smaller than Durban and Johannesburg. The hype of Cape Town is just lies and bad PR. And the failure of the ANC to have good PR because they decided to eliminate good communicators and good communication agencies like mine that turn.
The reason why the ANC is where it is because it chose to eliminate good communicators, good communication agencies like his. What is he trying to say? He's trying to say the reason why the ANC is failing, you know what, let him say it.
That turned the sentiment against sanctions in Zimbabwe to employ only South African agencies is why they are failing in telling their good story.
Unbelievable. You know, when I saw this, I was shocked. So this guy is literally saying, the reason why the ANC is failing is because it chose to put its people first. It chose South African companies to promote and market South Africa. Basically meaning South Africans were the ones dealing with their tourism. South Africans were the ones doing the marketing, the advertising of their country. Guys, if you grew up in South Africa, or as a South African who was in the 80s, 90s, do you remember the advertisements we used to have on TV? So, no TV station could beat South Africa in marketing, in advertising. The humor, the marketing South Africans had on TV, which is totally gone today. South African television was humorous, it was fun, it was cultural, it was presenting what the true nature of South Africa is. But this man is trying to convince us the reason the ANC is failing is because they trusted their people to market them, and their people, let's let him finish.
They have had xenophobia affecting their ability to tell the wonderful story that they have, because South Africans take for granted what the ANC did for them.
So, your problem is you are xenophobic. Because you are xenophobic, you take for granted what the ANC has done for you. Therefore, you misrepresent the ANC to the world. So the ANC needs to trust those that love them and will vote for them because they remember what the ANC did for them. Who is Zimbabweans? That's basically what he's saying. Allegedly.
So Herman, you know where I'm going to vote. So, until then, my brother, I'm coming to South Africa.
Guys, the reality is South Africa is being mocked, is being disrespected. South Africa is being laughed at. Foreigners know there ain't shit gonna happen. There's a march happening on the 24th of September. I honestly do not believe in this march. I've seen a few more posts from these people, but they no longer have the traction that they initially had, because a lot of people are questioning, where the hell did you guys come from? Who's funding you people? Where's our safety and protection going to come from? I'm not too concerned about this march. I've given you guys the advice I can give you guys. There are videos on the channel for you guys to watch and hear my opinion on it. But my opinion on this current video, I've heard what the Home Affairs is done now with the AI software that they want to bring that will identify faces and everything. Guys, unfortunately, the reality is it's too late. By the time that system is up, all it's going to do is identify these legal people. That's all they want to do. Basically, what Operation Dudula is doing is saying, no man, why is it so many foreigners have legal permits? What's going on here? That system is not going to do anything but just, because if you guys watch the video of the Home Affairs, guys, unfortunately we can't be playing all the videos here as examples because we're getting flagged now, so we're trying to avoid to play a lot of videos. We hope that the ones that we do play, these people don't feel jealous. But the reality is, this is the truth. The truth is that software, yes, it will identify people, but which people is it going to identify? It's going to identify the people they've legalized. The reality is the DA and the ANC have realized that the South Africans are tired. South Africans are angry. South Africans have had enough. So they need to find a way to get as many people legal, and they can be able to identify them so that South Africa do not take anything on their, they don't take control over things. So that South Africans don't do what Dudula is doing. Because what Dudula is doing, it's exposing that so many foreigners are holding green book IDs, but they don't pay tax. They don't pay tax. Their businesses don't contribute to the society, and they're definitely not law-abiding or integrating themselves into the South African society. Guys, I always love hearing from you guys. I enjoy reading your comments. I respond to those that I possibly can. A lot is happening, a lot is happening. But before I end this video, there's something that we need to remember. We have a chance to have an effect today, because 2029 it's going to be too late. South Africa is too divided, and that's why you see people are laughing, because they know you don't know who you're going to vote for. You don't know which direction you're going. Somebody said they're going to be inviting me to a Dudula manifesto, something like that, so that I can hear their plans and everything else. It's a live stream on TikTok, I believe, or Twitter, I don't know. I'm looking forward to joining it and getting more information and coming here, letting you guys know if that is the correct direction. Because, guys, a lot of people are claiming, but very few are doing. I'm your boy, Uncle P, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Cheers.